All right, welcome. Well, we'll just give it a few minutes. People will trickle in, one or two more people, I'm sure. And we'll get started. So let's start off, just everyone say hola in the chat so that I know you all know how to use the chat. Okay. Good. Joyce, got you. Okay, here's Krista. And just tell me where you're from, and where in Latin America do you like to use Spanish? Where are you from, and where in Latin America do you spend time using Spanish?
On chat or verbally?
Chat. Go
Okay.
chat. Although it is a small group, so we can actually do it just verbally for now while no one's here. How about Jan? Why don't we start with you? Where are you from, and where do you use your Spanish?
From Mauritius, currently in Merida. Would like to use it in Mexico.
Okay. All right. Where are you?
In Merida.
Merida?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. And Joyce, where are you, and where do you want to, or where are you from, and where do you want to use your Spanish?
Hi, I'm in Merida, and I'll be using it primarily in Merida and when I'm on travel to Cancun or Mexico City.
Nice. Excellent. Krista, hola Krista, and hola Charlie.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien, bienvenidos. And
Gracias.
so we're just introducing real quick our big numbers workshop here. So just quickly, Krista, where are you, and where do you want to use your Spanish?
I am from Texas, currently living in Costa Rica, and so that's why I need Spanish.
Yep. Okay, and Charlie, where are you from, and where do you use your Spanish?
I'm from New England. I live in Massachusetts in the Boston area, and I have been and am going to continue to be traveling a good bit in Mexico for the immediately foreseeable future. And so I need to be able to buy groceries. I need to be able to buy groceries.
Good. Well, that's numbers. We got numbers. So awesome. All right. So let's get started. Okay, that's not what we need. That's what we need. All right. Cool. So welcome everybody to our big numbers workshop today. Okay. So numbers are one of the first things people learn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, you guys use them every day. Okay. So it's one of the most important vocabulary lessons that you can learn is numbers, right? But oftentimes people get the basic numbers but don't get the big numbers. Okay. And then if you guys have ever, especially in Mexico, and other countries like Colombia, you have these exchange rates that are very high, like Colombia is 2,000 pesos to the dollar. So you get prices in the thousands, tens of thousands, millions even. So you need to know big numbers, all right? And there's all kinds of situations we'll talk about where you need big numbers, all right? And not just to say them, but to hear them. All right, so that's what we're doing today. Okay, so awesome. Here we go. All right, here's a little quiz to start off, just writing numbers. All right, can everybody write this in the chat in Spanish? Not in the words, but just how would someone in Latin America write the same number? Okay, not in words, but in numbers. How would they write this number? Would they write it the same, or would there be any differences? Everybody put it in the chat.
Oh, not in words.
Not in words. Okay, and I'm gonna just keep you guys muted until it's your turn. Okay. So if you think it's the same, just, put the same. All right. Charlie says the same. Krista says it's the same. Okay. Does anyone think there are any differences in Latin America? Same. Okay. Well, sorry guys, you're 0 for 1. This is how they write it in Latin America. Okay. So they use the decimal point where we use the comma and vice versa. Okay, so that's the first thing you should know. Okay, is they reverse the decimal point and the comma. All righty, cool. Any questions on that? And we may be able to unmic ourselves, but for right now, we'll just start it off like this. Okay, so next quiz. Okay. All right, so how do you say this number? Okay, and actually, you can unmute yourselves. I'm going to make this even easier. Like this. Okay. Make this even easier. All right. So, who wants to be a volunteer and try to say this number in English and then in Spanish? Let's just unmute ourselves because it's a small group, so you can unmute yourselves. Okay, just if there's any background noise or anything, I'll mute you, but we can unmute. Okay.
I'll give it a whirl.
Okay, so first of all, in English.
Well, 100. Let's see, hold on here. That's 100,000. So 100 million, 100,000, 100 .50, I mean, and 50 cents. If it's
Yeah, I didn't mean to do a dollar there. So
Yeah.
let's just do it like this. 100 million, 100,000, 100.5.
0.5, see.
Okay, cool. So everyone knows how to say 100 in Spanish. Everybody out loud, how do you say 100?
Yeah.
Cien. Okay, so here's the deal about big numbers. All right, if you know your ones, your tens, and your hundreds, anything beyond the hundreds, when you get into the thousands or the millions or the billions or the trillions, whatever, nothing is difficult after that. The hundreds, the tens, and the ones are the only things that give you difficulty. Everything else is just rinse and repeat. What do I mean by that? Okay, you break them down in these little segments. So this is 100 million. Okay, so in Spanish, okay, it's 100 millones. Okay, 1 million is un millón, and then plural, more than 1 million, is millones. Okay, so 100 millones. The next part is 100,000. 100 mil. Okay, 100 mil. All right, and then the last part is 100. 100. Okay, so it's exactly the same. And I don't know if you can hear the fire engine. There's a big fire engine in my. So it's exactly the same. It's 100 million, 100,000, 100. Okay, so all you're adding is the millions or the thousands or nothing, okay, to the sheet. Okay, so, or to the number. All right, so once you know your hundreds and your tens and your ones, you can say anything very easily. All right, everything else is just a repetition of the ones, the tens, and the hundreds. Okay, if I added another, billion to this, if I went, 100 billion like this, it'd be 100 billones. 100 billones, 100 millones, 100 mil, 100. Okay. So far, so good? All right. Good. Then what about this decimal point? It's 0.5 in Spanish. It's punto cinco. So 10.5 is 10.5. Okay. Now, what about money? All right, we don't say 10.50 cents. We say $10.50. Okay, we don't say 0.50 for money. So you say $10.50. In Spanish, they say $10 con 50 centavos.
What would it be, pesos?
Whatever, it doesn't matter. You're talking about the cents part. That's the part. It could be pesos, reales, liras. It could be Chinese yuan. It could be any dinero. Okay. Right. So every country has their own currency. Right. You go to Venezuela, it's bolivares. Right.
So would you say diez pesos con 50 centavos?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so we say and, they say con. All right, $10.50. They say $10 with 50 cents. Con 50 centavos. Okay.
Peter, what about colones? Would you say like 10 colones con 50
Yeah.
colones?
Yeah, whatever the currency of Costa Rica is, I forget.
Colones, but it's
Con.
they have a sense.
Maybe not. I mean, I'm not familiar as well with the Costa Rican currency. So cents is centavos.
Okay.
Right. So there are some countries so inflated that they don't even deal with cents. Like you'll never get cents in a price. Okay. So, but that's the gist. Okay. Maybe, and I'm not aware of it, there are countries with a different word for their cents than centavos, maybe. But if you were to say it like this, they'd understand you. Okay, because that's by far the vast majority.
Okay.
And they don't always even say centavos. They just say 10.50. All right, so they might not even say dollars or cents. Okay. All right, so we're so good so far so good on the thousands, the millions, the billions, and the decimal points. Cool. All right, so here's the good news. In order to say these billion number words, the only thing you need to know are the ones, the tens, and the hundreds. Okay, and out of all those, there's about 40 numbers in total. If you know 40 numbers, you can do all the numbers. Okay, so those 40 numbers are what we're going to learn today. All right. When do we use numbers? You use it all the time. Okay. And you use it in prices, time, distance, construction, clothing sizes, weather, shoes, cooking, real estate. Okay, use it all the time. All right, so numbers are everywhere, very important. Okay, we probably will do a workshop on measurements, unit of measurements. So like from metric system to not metric system. I don't know what our system is called in the US, feet and inches, meters, centimeters, Fahrenheit to Celsius, stuff like that. Okay, we may do a workshop on that. Okay, where this fits into your Spanish journey, you can watch my other videos about this. We're trying to get conversational here. Okay, B2 and above. Numbers are a super A1 level lesson, but as you'll notice in this workshop, to get to B2 is all about the attention to detail. And you're going to notice that in this 1 hour workshop, you're going to see a lot of detail that you never saw before. Okay, and that's what keeps people from getting to conversational is the detail. All right, there's a lot of things that tutors, schools, community colleges, immersion schools, apps, you name it, do wrong that won't get you to B2, at least not in any short amount of time. Okay, years and years and years, maybe you can muscle your way in there like I did. It took me about 4 years of immersion. But anytime less, like, you know, in a year or less, you need a very organized program. The numbers fit into it in its vocabulary. So in order to speak conversational Spanish, you need words like numbers. You need to hear them and say them. So that's another thing that is totally neglected in every other program you'll ever see is the neglect of the listening skills. Okay, people learn how to speak Spanish, but they don't learn how to hear Spanish. And so you spend years and years learning to speak Spanish, and you're wondering why you don't understand it is because no one trains you to understand it. It is not enough to learn how to speak Spanish. You have to have a program that teaches you how to hear Spanish. It is not the same. Okay, I get many intermediate students who can read and understand Spanish on paper, but they cannot hear it when you read it to them. Okay, why? Because they didn't know how to train their ear properly. Okay, so we don't want that to happen to you guys. Okay, so on this numbers lesson, you're going to learn how to hear the numbers as well as say them. All right, so yeah, pronunciation, listening skills, verbs, verb tenses, glue words, and 50 to 100 vocabulary topics. Numbers falls under that. It's a vocabulary topic. Okay. So here we go. Are we ready? First numbers we have to learn 1 through 20. Okay, so I'm going to read them to you. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 or 20. Some places say 20, some say 20. It doesn't matter. Okay, it's a one-off. Okay, so 1 through 20. Who is not confident on their numbers 1 through 20? Who feels like they're a little shaky? Everyone? Okay, Jan, a little shaky? Okay, so we're going to see where you're shaky, and I'm going to show you a little trick to help you be not shaky. Okay, so here we go. I just want you to read these first, okay? So go ahead and read these, Jan.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Keep going.
12.
What is it?
12.
Before that one, this one that's highlighted.
11.
11.
11. 11, 12,
12.
12, 13, 14,
Hmm?
15,
15.
15. 16.
Good. 16.
17.
Yes.
18.
Good.
19.
Good.
20.
Good. Okay. So the first thing, before you learn any vocabulary in Spanish, all right, you should take your pronunciation class first. Pronunciation, okay? Because learning how to read Spanish is easy if you know the rules, okay? And it will make your life 1,000 times easier. So in my free Facebook group, I have a video about pronunciation, okay, in here somewhere in the guides. All right, if you're not a member of this group, make sure that you write to me, join the group. And in these guides, we have some free workshop replays. All right, one of them is called Pronunciation Mastery. Okay, in that lesson, it tells you the rules of how to read and speak Spanish. This is key before you learn a single vocabulary word in the Spanish language. You should not, and every tutor on the planet, 99% of the students who I get cannot read Spanish properly. Okay, 99.9%. They were never properly taught how to read Spanish properly, and that is slowing you down immensely. Okay, so the numbers, we're learning numbers here, but there's a lot of other little keys that get shown. So things like this, okay, you would learn on this 11, 12, 13 in our pronunciation workshop. What you learn is that the C, whenever it's followed by the E, it's se. It's the C makes an S sound. 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so you learn that in the pronunciation. All right, it's called the soft C. All right, and down here, 15. Whenever you see the QUI, okay, it's a silent U. It's ki, 15. All right, so that's just a pronunciation tip. Second tip, memorization. Okay, so now, Jan, I'm not picking on you. I want to show this as a example of helping. There's a huge memorization tip that I want everyone to know that will help you with all vocabulary lessons. So I'm going to have you try to do this, all right, without looking. Okay, so try 10 through 20. Try your best.
10.
Mm-hmm.
11.
Good.
12.
Okay, good.
13.
Good.
14.
Mm-hmm.
15.
Close. 15.
15.
Yep.
10. 16.
Perfect. 16. Yes.
17.
17.
18.
18.
19.
19.
20.
20.
Yeah.
Or 20 or 20. You got it. Okay. Just had to go slow, but that's fine. So the trick to learning, to memorizing anything is that we learn well in threes, the rule of threes, pairs of things or three of things. So 10, 11, 12, 10, 11, 12, 10, 11, 12, 10, 11, 12, or in pairs, 10, 11, 12, 13. Or you can say 11, 12, 11 and 12. So breaking things up into pairs or threes and focusing on those, it's like a phone number. When you learn your phone number, it's like 541-268-3425. right? There's a reason they break your phone numbers up into sections of 3. Okay, because we remember well and better in groups of 2 or 3 or maybe 4. Okay, so don't try to learn 10 numbers in a row, try to learn 2 or 3 numbers in a row. All right, and then repeat those. So I'd be like 11, 12, 11, 12. Good. 13, 14, 13, 14. Good. So what was the first one, Jan? 11, 12?
11, 12.
Good. And 13, 14?
13, 14.
Good. And then 15?
15,
Well,
16.
I'm gonna actually put 16, 17 together because they kind of sound alike. So I'm gonna say 11, 12, 13. Let's do those.
11, 12, 13.
Good. 14, 15.
14, 15.
16, 17.
16, 17.
18, 19.
18, 19.
Good. 20.
20.
So I like to find little groups of things. 11, 12, 13. Put those in a little group. 14, 15. Put those in a little group. 16, 17. Put those in a little group. 18, 19. So you find 2 groups of 2 or 3 words, group them together, learn those, and then go to the next group and the next group, and then circle back. This is a great memorization tip, okay, for all vocabulary, whether you're studying numbers or colors or shoes or clothing or whatever, doesn't matter. This is a simple memorization tip. We'll do more of it when we go to the next numbers. Does anyone feel the need to practice your 1 through 20? Anyone want to test themselves?
No para mí.
Okay, we're all feeling good on 1 through 20?
Sí.
Muy bien.
Can I have a go, please?
On 1 through 20?
1 to 20, yes.
Go for it.
Okay.
If you can do it
11,
without, yeah, okay, 11 through 20, go for it.
okay. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Very good. Okay, that's the key. All right, grouping things in little groups of 2, 3, or 4 is a great way to learn vocabulary. All right, next up, the tens and the hundreds. Okay, very important. All right, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. I'm going to read it to you first. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. All right. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So 10, 20, 30, everybody. 10, 20, 30.
10, 20, 30.
Good. 40, 50.
40, 50.
60, 70.
60, 70.
80, 90.
80, 90.
Good. Again.
So Peter,
Yes.
are you going to tell us why the brainiacs in Madrid decided that 20 should not be 20 when
No,
everything?
I'm not going. Nope. We're not going into the history of Spanish.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
Oh, you gotta ask the king.
But you know,
Ask the king of Spain. Ask the king of Spain.
but the thing is, you know, to remember that it's an anomaly. It's an anomaly helps you to remember.
There's always going to be a little thing and little thing and a little thing. We could nitpick the memory thing. I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of memory strategies. Okay, it's a big rabbit hole. Just you'll have your little tricks. There's word associations. A lot of people like word associations, rhymes, and things. You all will have your tricks. I just want to show you one simple trick of grouping things together. That's the key. All right, but we want to cover this ground so that you guys can practice big numbers. That's what we're trying to get to here. Okay. No, you're good. It's good. All right. So everybody, try to do it without looking. Okay. Try to just listen and repeat. Okay. 20, 30.
20, 30.
30.
20, 30.
40, 50.
40, 50.
Good. 20, 30.
20, 30.
20, 30.
40, 50.
40,
40, 50.
Good. Everybody, 40 and 50.
40,
50.
20 and 30.
20, 30. 30.
Okay. Again, 20, 30.
20,
30.
30.
30.
40, 50.
40,
40, 50.
Good. Next up, 60, 70.
60, 70.
Good. 60, 70.
60,
70.
70.
Good. 60, 70.
60, 60, 70.
60, 70. Everybody, 60, 70.
60,
60, 70.
Good.
Peter,
60, 70. Wait, just keep going. 60, 70.
60, 70.
Good. 60, 70.
60, 70.
Everybody.
60, 70.
Good. 60, 70.
60,
70.
40, 50.
40.
40, 50.
Good. 20, 30.
20, 30.
Okay. And 80, 90.
80, 90.
80, 90.
80, 90.
Good. 100.
100.
Good. 60, 70.
60,
70.
70.
40, 50.
40, 50.
20, 30.
20,
20, 30.
80, 90.
80, 90.
60, 70.
60, 70.
80, 90.
80,
80, 90.
Okay. 100.
100.
100.
Very good. Okay. This is how you play the game. You memorize little groups. Okay. Charlie, what was your question?
I was going to say, so in seis, siete. So if you look at 66
Yeah.
and
There's a
siete,
T.
right, and then there's the T for siete, for 7.
That's right. That's a trick to remember. So think 6, 60, 6, 60, 7, 7, 70, 7.
Yeah.
Okay. So
That really helped me. So anyway, never mind.
yep. Good. Okay. So we've got our tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay. So we've got our tens. Okay. Next up and last up is the hundreds. After this, we can put it all together. Okay. Here we go. 100. 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1000. Okay, so here we go. All right, everybody, 100 is 100.
100.
100.
200, 300.
200,
200, 300.
400, 500.
400, 500.
Okay, that one's a weird one. Everyone watch out for the 500 there.
Okay, can I say something, Peter?
Yeah,
So then there's in the tens, you know, the 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, there's 50. So
Yeah.
and then in the 15s,
okay. So
15.
yes. So we'll
So-
get the fives are, yeah, a point taken. I'll talk about it. So yes,
every
yeah, okay, time, because we have to stay focused, okay? So the 5, 15, what he's trying to say is 5, 15, 50, and 500 all sound alike, okay? You have 5, 15, 50, 500, okay? 5, 15, 50, and 500. This is the one that creates the most confusion, the fives, okay? So we'll do a lot of practice with them, not to worry, okay? Good, okay, everybody, so back again, 200, 300.
200,
300.
300.
400, 500.
400,
500.
500.
600, 700.
600, 700.
Good. A lot of people think 700. It's not. It's 7.
It's, yeah.
Okay. It's 600 and 700. So again, 600, 700.
600.
600, 700.
400, 500.
400,
500.
500.
200, 300.
200, 300.
400, 500.
400, 500.
600, 700.
600, 700.
800, 900.
800, 900.
Good. Okay. And 1,000, 1,000.
1000.
Okay. Good. All right. Now we'll come back to these. Okay. Now the next page is adding on to them. So instead of like 20, it's 21, 22, 23, 31, 32, 33, 41, 42. So now we're starting to combine the ones, the tens, and the hundreds, starting to combine them and mix them up together. Okay, and just a couple of things that you need to understand when you start mixing them. Okay, for the tens and the ones, okay, these guys here, when you start mixing them, it's very straightforward. All you have to add is an E in between them. So 30 is 30, y uno, 30 and 1. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Okay, so E. All right, so for the tens and ones, all you have to do is add the E in there. Okay, and that's basically it. When they say it fast, it often sounds like they're blending it. So it'll be like 31. Instead of 31, it sounds like 31. Okay, it just sounds like one word, 31. Okay, but this is how it's spelled. It's 31. Okay, so who wants to volunteer to do the 40s? The 40s, 41 to 50, 40 to 50. Who wants to volunteer to do 40 to 50? First come, first serve.
I'll go.
Okay, you're up, Charlie.
Just, you know, to break the ice.
You got it.
So we're talking about 40s, yes?
40s, 40, go 40 to 50.
Okie dokie. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, y 6, y 7, y 8, y 9, and then 50.
Good. 41, 42, 43. Good. 50s. Who wants to do the 50s? Anybody?
I'll do it.
Go for it.
51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60.
Very good. All right. Jan and Joyce, do you want to do one?
Sure, I'll
Okay.
do.
You pick
Ses-
whichever one you want.
I'll do the first one. 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70.
Very good. Jan, you want to do one?
71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 68, 69, 80.
Very good. Okay, so pretty straightforward so far, right? Nothing tricky. The only one that's a little different is the veintes, okay? The veintes or the 20s or the 20s or the 20s, okay? So all the rest of them, you just add E and then the number, right? But you'll notice this one is not, right? It's not 21. That's how it should be. 21. Okay, but it's not. Okay, basically, what they basically do is they 21. That's basically what you're saying. 21. They've taken away one of the E's. Okay, 20, or they've taken away the A. 21. No, it's 21. All right, or 21. Okay, 21, 22. So most people, what they do is they say 20, and then they say 21, 22, 23, but it's not. It's not 20, it's 20. 21, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So who wants to try the 20?
Well, can I just say one thing again, and I'll keep it
Quick.
short? Is that okay?
I'd rather you practice it. You want to practice it?
Well,
I like practice.
what
I like practice more than tips. Let's get our practice in. I want to hear you.
well, because this is one of the exceptions. The
Yes.
20 is one of the, is what, so I think it's helpful for a beginner to know where the exceptions are.
Yeah.
So for instance,
Okay.
20, and so it's 20 and then it's 30. So
Okay.
21, so 21.
Charlie, stick with just follow my lead here. Follow
Okay,
my.
what do you want me to
Okay.
do?
My lead is practice, not theory, practice. Okay.
Okay, all right.
I want you to say the 20s, 20 to 30.
21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
Boom. Okay. Practice always trumps theory. Good. Here we
Okay.
go. All right. Who else wants to do the 20s? Anyone?
Oh, come on.
One volunteer. We'll get, someone's going to do it. Ding,
If
ding.
you don't make mistakes, you'll
Ding.
never learn.
That's right. Someone jump in and do the 20s, 20 to 30.
I'll do it if one wants to.
Yep. Perfect.
20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
Good. You notice, maybe you didn't notice, maybe you did. It's very easy for people to fade into from like 21, 22, 23, 24. Did you notice what I did there?
Mm.
Listen again. See what my mistake is. 21, 22, 23, 24.
No, 24, no 24.
Charlie, stop. Okay, listen again. Okay. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Did you notice the change there?
So it changed from 20 to 20.
That's right. I went from 20 to 20. 24, 24, 24, 24. We don't want 24. It's 24. Okay, we don't want 24, 24. All right, that's where it gets people confused. 20 is 20, 20. But after that, it's 20, 21, 22. All right, it's T or te, 20 or 20 and 20. 20. Everybody say 20
20.
and
20.
20.
20.
Okay, so 20 is 20. Everything after that is 20.
Okay.
Okay, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, subtle thing. It's not like they won't understand you, but we want to be really confident. Okay, good. All right, so those are the tens. Okay, that's how we do the tens with the ones. Now, how do we do the 100s with the ones and the tens? Okay, so basically up here shows you the answer. Okay, if you do the 100s with the ones, you have to add an E in there. All right, like let's start with 200 here. 201. 201. 202. 203. Okay, you add the E. But if you go to the tens, like 210, they don't put the E in there. So they just say 210. All right, 220, 230, 240, 250, 260, 260, 270, 280, 290. They don't do the E. But if between the tens and the ones, there's an E. Between the hundreds and the ones, there's an E. Between the hundreds and the tens, there's not an E. Okay, so you go like 245, 245. 245. Okay, if you go 356, who wants to take a stab at that? Try that, Jan.
305, 7.
Okay, so
17.
300 is 300. Okay, 50, what is 50?
Oh, 50. 50.
Good, and then what is 6?
Y 7.
6.
6.
Good, so put it all together. 300.
357.
That's right. So you're just putting the tens, the ones, the tens, and the hundreds together. Okay. How about let's go up to this sheet here. Okay, we're just gonna start doing it. Okay. All right. Joyce.
Okay. C'est 700
Mhm.
94.
Very good. 794. Okay. All right. Krista.
820. Whoa. Does it still apply? Is it 23 or
It's 23.
23?
Right. So the 20s are the one that's a little different from the others.
Okay, so
Okay.
823.
Very good. Okay. Let's try this one. Charlie.
Sí,
Okay, go for that.
215.
215. Good. And Charlie, what if I added this? How would you say that?
Punto tres ceros, or I don't know.
All right. What about in English? What would that be?
Well, I mean, it would just be 215, period. I mean, the
No,
rest.
remember what we said? The comma and the period are switched.
Oh, really?
So
Oh
what
my
is
God. Just hold on a minute. I have to think about this.
in English, what is this number?
Well, that's 215,000.
That's right. And in Spanish, that's
So
how they
can you
write.
say doscientos, let's see, 250. 250. Well, 215,000.
That's it. Boom. That's all it is. 215, boom, mil. Okay. Krista, what if I added another set of zeros on it? Then what would you say?
215 millones.
Millones. 215 millones.
So here's the king of France, king of Spain. Why isn't it miles?
Don't worry about it. It isn't. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay. All right. Who is up for a challenging one? Right there. I'm going to give it to Joyce.
777.
Very good. 777. Now, how about that, Joyce?
777,000.
Yeah. And how about that one?
777 millones.
Millones. Good. Okay, so you get the point. All right, let's try this one. Jan, how's that one?
555.
Perfect. 555. How about that?
555,000.
Good. And how about this?
555 millones.
And then what if I added this?
Oh,
Was it punto y cinco?
Punto cinco.
5.5.
Okay, that's right. Okay, let's go 999. Krista.
999. 999,000. En 999 millones.
Good. Now, what if I did that?
999 millones.
Yeah.
100.
Hmm. Well, that's mil.
Say
Isn't
it,
it?
wait, Charlie.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let me start over. 999 millones.
Yes.
100,000.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
All right, so if you say it in English first, 999,100,000.
That's helpful. Okay.
Okay, 100 is 100, 1,000 is mil. So it's exactly the way we do it in English. So a tip is say it in English first, help you get your brain wrapped around it. Okay, but it's exactly the same as English. Good. Okay. All right. Okay. Who's up for that? Who wants that one?
Do you need the punto?
I have heard some places can write it with a space instead. And if there's a decimal, they'll just put like this could happen, but it's much easier to have the thing. Okay, so who wants this big number?
Jesus God.
Yeah. It's just remember, it's just its little parts. The number is just made up of little parts. Okay. Who wants it?
I'll try it,
Okay, go for it.
but I'm not certain about the punto. Do you have to say that or
No.
all right.
No,
So,
the punto is the same as the comma in English.
yes.
It's just a comma. You don't say 298 million comma.
So then it's just the way you express it.
If you want to have like 0.6 or something, then you could have comma 6 in Spanish. That's punto 6.
Okay.
All right, but
All right. So dos doscientos 89. Wait a minute, what is that? That's millones, see?
yes.
Y hold on, no,
Say it in English first.
well, it's 900, but I mean, no. 90?
Look on the screen. I've got the answer.
Where is it? Where is? Yes, that's what I said. 90. Oh
No.
Oh no, 900. Okay, hold on. 950 y
What? Say it in English. 950 what?
950.
950 what?
Oh, I see. Oh, mil. Yeah, so no, so 950 mil y
No E. You don't need to throw an E between the things there.
okay, so 104.
Okay, so I actually forgot to mention this to you guys on the hundreds. Okay, 100 is 100. And then everything after 100, they say ciento.
Oh.
101, 102, 103, 110, 120, 130, 140, 145, 100. All right, so 100 is 100, ciento is everything after 100.
So 104 or 104 or just 104?
104 would be proper, but in the real world, either one works.
Yo siento cuatro. So, oh my God, let's rehearse this.
Okay.
So,
So
289 millones. Millones. 900 50 and then
you left out an important part.
mil
Mhm.
mil, see,
Yes.
and then ciento cuatro.
There you go. Okay.
Jesus.
Does anybody want a big number? Is anyone game for a big number?
Billion.
Okay. Jan wants it. I like it. All right, here you go. You are on.
719 millones.
Millones.
293 mil.
Okay. 40.
I guess so.
40. 719. So what is 19 again, Jan?
19. It's 19.
Close.
Nueve.
19.
Yes, y 9.
Yeah, 19. Good. So remember, 1 through 20, that's your first numbers. You have to get 1 through 20. Then 10 through 100, then 100 to 1,000. These are your sets of numbers. If you get those numbers, you can do everything. Okay, so good. You got it just right. 719 millones, 293,040.
So Peter, if you express it that way, like in a, a corporate situation, if you express it that way, it seems very clear. So you don't have to say punto or anything like that.
You use punto the same you will use point in English.
Yeah.
Where do you use point? If it's 10.5, 25.6, 34.2. Okay, use point in Spanish where you use point in English. Point is about the decimals. Point is about the decimals. These are not points that you're looking at. Those are commas. Okay, the Spanish people write their numbers differently than we do.
I understand, but
So
we're talking about how to express it.
You don't say point does not point. The point is down there.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, the point is at the end, the
I
decimal.
understand.
These are like commas.
Yeah.
They're not, even though in a sentence, you say a sentence and you put a period at the end. Okay, it's like it's a different thing. Just on the numbers. Okay, this is how they do their commas. The way we do our commas, they do it with a point.
And so, of course, when you say millones, they know. And then when you say
not millones, millones.
Millones.
Okay, the double L sounds like a Y. Okay.
Millones. Oh, millones. I see. Oh, yeah, I'm probably doing Italian. Sorry.
Okay, millones. Okay.
Yeah, millones.
Good. So we've got our big numbers. So right now it's not super solid, but you guys understand the concepts. Okay. All right. So now here is this part B. Okay, is listening. Okay, so we're going to do a listening exercise now. We are going to test your listening skills.
Oh my God. This is brutal.
Okay. All right. In our program, it's always speaking.
612.
It's always about
612.
it's always about speaking and listening. So, cool. All right. We're gonna go around the room, and I'm just gonna take turns on you guys, so everyone's gonna get a chance to struggle with this. Okay. When it's your turn, don't look at the screen. Okay, and I would recommend none of you look at the screen. Okay, I would recommend none of you. In fact, I'm not even going to make it easy on you. I'm going to make it so you can't look at the screen.
Oh my God.
I know. How do I do it? There's a way.
Well, it's Halloween, you know, I mean, it's Halloween. So we've got like, you know, an evil
All right.
spirit.
This
We've
is
got a Spanish evil spirit here.
trick, not treat. Okay. No, I need a. How do I?
You can click on share screen and then you will unshare it.
Yeah, no, I know that, but I thought that I could draw like a box that was
Oh, that you can customize.
that I could, yeah, but anyway, yeah, we will do
Maybe
it. 'Cause I want to keep the screen up so that people who are watching this are, yeah, why is it all clear? I don't want it to be clear. What's this with this clear thing? Stamp. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's a little stamp. What the heck? What happened to you, Zoom? You guys used to be so, it was easy. Okay, I don't know. They changed something here. Okay, so it's just gonna be honor system. Okay.
So are we supposed not to look at this?
I'm gonna do it without. Let me see if you guys can hear it. Okay.
Sure.
Let's see if you can hear it.
703.
Can you guys
Well,
hear that?
Well, I don't know. I think I need to turn it up,
Okay.
my thingy up. Yeah, I can't hear it. So yeah, I need it loud. I know her voice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's the Quizlet woman.
Okay. So I'm gonna just blank it out here with some stars. I don't know what happened to my little box. I'm so annoyed. What did they just erased it. All right. So we're gonna go around the room. I'm gonna call on you. Okay.
But I can see, we can see it, you know.
I know. So it's honor system. So when I call on you, okay, I want you to not look, and I want you to repeat back to me what you hear, and then I want you to tell me what it means in English. Okay. So we're gonna start with Krista. You ready, Krista?
I'm ready.
838.
838.
Yes.
800, so 838.
838.
Good job. All right. Charlie, you're up.
Okay.
992.
Ooh. Well, no, they see, so 900 something or other too. I didn't catch the middle of it.
So first in Spanish, I want you to repeat in Spanish so that I know you heard it. If you didn't hear it, tell me to repeat.
Okay, you could repeat it. 900.
992.
God. Well, I'm going to say it's 992.
Good.
992.
But for everybody, I want you to physically say the Spanish because I want to know that you're listening to it. So I want you to say it in Spanish first and then say it in English. This is important for your muscle memory.
Well, she's
All right.
quick, you know, she speaks quickly.
Yeah, Jan
Yeah.
is
Mhm.
next. You ready?
1,000,000.
Oh. Un
Oh.
millón. Un 1,000,000.
1,000,000.
1,000,000.
1,000,000.
1,000,000.
Un millón.
1,000,000.
Un millón.
Oh, 1,000,000. Oh,
Un,
un
millón.
millón.
Un millón.
Million. 1,000,000.
There you go.
1,000,000.
Okay. So this is a perfect example of how important this is, right? Because you have to train your ear. Okay. You have to train your ear. All right. Joyce, you ready?
Yep.
460,000.
400.
Repeat.
Repeat.
460,000.
460. 1000.
460,000.
460.
Listen carefully.
460,000.
460,000.
460,000.
That's right.
460,000.
460,000.
There you go. All right, Krista.
Ready.
319.
319.
Mm-hmm.
So 300. Let's see.
How do you make this to be
319.
319.
Good. Charlie.
Yes.
885.
What do you want me to do? Do you want me to say it?
I have you stay focused. Stay focused.
Well, I had
doing it.
to, I had.
Charlie. You're gonna listen. You're gonna repeat in Spanish, and then you're going to translate in English. You ready?
Go ahead.
885.
Oh, 885.
Okay, and now English.
885.
There you go.
885.
That's it. Good. Jan.
583.
563.
583.
563. 563.
You'd be right, except you heard it wrong. 583.
83. Okay.
Yep. So what is that?
80 is 583.
583.
That's right. So for you, very important will be your listening practice. Okay. So I'm going to take a quick second before we wrap up. We'll do a couple more minutes, a couple more rounds for you guys. Okay. But do you mind real quick, just tell you guys about our program?
Sure.
Okay. So you guys have all gotten this as part of our weekly free classes. Okay. And we have it in this group here. Okay. Fast Conversational Spanish for Beginners and Intermediates, where we have free live classes, generally once a week. Okay. And we cover a range of topics that are generally important for beginners and intermediates to get to a conversational level. Now, you can find these in the guides. Most of them are in the guides. Some of them are not, and you can write to me for other workshops that aren't in these guides, but that's a place where you can ask questions every day. I'm online, I'm checking your questions. So this is a great resource for you. If you're trying to become conversational, find your bearings, what do I need, where am I kind of at? This is a great place to start, okay? Now, if you're serious about becoming conversational, it takes a lot more than one lesson a week, okay? There's a lot of steps, there's a lot of components. We've talked about listening, pronunciation. We've talked about tons of vocabulary. There's verbs you need to learn, conjugations you need to learn, but not just learn them, practice them, okay? So it's all of these steps together, and we do that in our full program, okay, which we have another private group for, where we work every day. We have classes going from 8 a.m. Pacific to 6:30 p.m. Pacific every day. Unlimited amounts of classes, give you unlimited amounts of practice time. We have videos, we have flashcards, we have personalized program for you, whatever your goals are, whatever your obstacles are, we help you get past them, okay? This is a program that my team and I have built from all of our experience, because conversational Spanish is very different than what we call survival Spanish, okay? We're trying to get you, as I said, to the B2 level. Everything else you guys see out there is built for the A1, A2, B1 level, the survival Spanish or the intermediate plateau for a long time. It takes hundreds and hundreds of class hours in a very good program to get to the B2, C1 conversational level. But that's where the immersion happens. That's where the friends happen, the social life, the ability to travel with confidence, handle any situation, handle emergencies, be able to work with your contractors, be able to, right, get to know your neighbors. That's where this is the biggest jump in Spanish. And that's what we want, students who want that, okay? And if that's what you want, we know how to get you there faster. It has everything to do with the steps that I've mentioned: pronunciation, listening skills, the verbs and the verb tenses, the things that I call the glue words. And then vocabulary, like numbers, is actually the easiest part of your journey. That's the most simple and straightforward part of the journey. But vocab is the part that most programs do too much of. If you're trying to get conversational, it's the verbs, the glue words that make up most of what you're going to need to speak conversational Spanish and to hear conversational Spanish. So we'll continue practicing, but we have a whole curriculum. If you guys want information, put your contact info in the chat or send me a message after this, okay? And we will do a free assessment, look at your goals, look at your level, show you the steps that we would take, what you need exactly to get to that goal, okay? So just let me know if you want a free assessment. All right, back to our practice. Okay, so, oops, don't need that guy. Don't need that guy either. All right, okay, good. All righty. Cool, ¿cuánto cuesta? ¿Cuánto cuesta? All right. We're going to pretend we're somewhere with like this. Okay. ¿Cuánto cuesta? ¿Cuánto cuesta, Krista?
Okay. 20,000.
Mm-hmm.
402. And we don't say punto cinco, right?
Right.
50 centavos.
Good. And how do we say and, like and 50 cents? What do they say? Instead of and 50 cents, they say with 50 cents.
Oh, con.
Oh, Good. So do it all together again.
Ok. 20,402,50 centavos.
There you go. Okay. All right. All right, Jan.
Hey, 582,000
Good.
482
Good.
en con 10 o punto 10.
All right. It was well, if it's a con or punto, it's $582,482.10.
It's con
Con.
yeah, con 10 centavos.
That's right. Okay. Okay. Joyce.
2,305 centavos.
There you go. Okay, you got it. All right. Excelente. Excelente. Do. Okay. And good. Last thing. Okay, you guys learned a lot. All right. You guys covered a lot of ground. Okay. And so the last piece, to say minus negative would be menos uno. Okay. The first, second, third, last, la primera, la segunda, la tercera, la última. Depending on what you're talking about, it could be el primero, el segundo, el tercero, el último. All right. 50%, 50%. What is the percentage? El porcentaje. And then if you like to cook or do construction, you might need fractions. Okay. La mitad, un tercio, un cuarto, un quinto, un sexto, un séptimo, un octavo, un noveno, un décimo primero, un décimo segundo, un décimo tercero, un décimo cuarto, un décimo quinto, un décimo sexto, etc., etc., etc. Okay. And beyond that, you probably won't need it. Okay. Good job. So questions about this workshop or questions about yours personal Spanish or questions about our program? Fire away. Any questions?
Is the program live?
We have live classes going all day, every day that you can join. Unlimited amounts of live classes. We have one-on-one, small group classes, videos, flashcards, PowerPoints, everything you need to get conversational as fast as possible.
How many months usually does it take to become conversational?
From zero Spanish on average in a perfect program, 300 to 600 class hours plus homework. In our program, I'd say about half that time. 150 to 300 class hours from zero to conversation.
Okay.
Good questions. And it all depends on the student and their knack. I have a cousin who works in the US Embassy. She does language training when she moves to a new country in the US State Department. She does visas in the US Embassy in Mexico City. And what they did for her for Spanish was they put everybody through 3 months, 40 hours a week for 3 months. So 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, plus homework. So at basically 50 hours a week for 3 months. So that's 200 hours a month, 600 hours. And she was not as conversational as I am, but she was conversational. And her husband did the same thing. And he was in the business side of things. And he could speak after 600 hours. He could speak business Spanish really well. He couldn't order off a menu. Right? So how do you train yourself to be conversational? You need a really good program. Okay? It takes, if you want to get there faster than the US State Department, you need a really good program. All right? This is why 95% of the expats in Latin America do not get past what I call the intermediate plateau, where they can survive, they can say a few words and phrases, get around, but they can't go and make friends and just chit chat away with people, right? 95% of all the expats will never get there. And it's not necessarily their fault, although some of them could work harder for sure, but some of them spend years trying and still don't get there. And that's because programs are really built for survival Spanish more than they are built for conversational Spanish. You know, why that is? Many reasons, but, you know, it just is the way it is. So, yeah, we have a nice program for exactly to your goal of conversational. And because we do that, we can take some different approaches. I talk about this in my videos, Beginner's Essentials and the Intermediate Plateau. If you watch those videos, you'll hear me talking about all the differences, right, between a traditional program and what we do. All of us, our teachers, have decades of experience. I've been teaching for 5 years. I've been living in Latin America for 15 years. They've been teaching for decades. So we have 40 years of teaching experience at the highest and lowest levels and everything in between. So we know how Spanish is taught. And we said, oh, we only want conversational students who want this goal. So we take them from 0 and we take them to conversational, all right? Or from intermediate up towards advanced conversations, moving towards fluency. Okay, so whatever your goal is, let me know, all right? If you are hungry for this, if this is an important goal for you and you know you want it, we'll show you how we can get you there. And if it looks good, awesome. Okay.
What sort of costs are we looking at? So like you mentioned, 150, maybe 280 hours, like that would be
we'll go over costs on a call.
Mhm.
I like to look at your level. What are your needs? What are your goals? What are you trying to achieve? Okay. So someone who's almost there, who's very close and just needs a little bit versus someone who needs a lot, right? It depends on the student.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. So awesome. All right. So that's it, my folks and mis amigos. It is time. It is 5:30. So I am out of here. Good work, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. More workshops in the free group, more workshops next week, and send me a message anytime.
Okay, thank you,
Thank
teacher.
you.
Thanks,
Hasta
Peter.
luego.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
If you're watching this video, it means you really want to learn conversational Spanish, whether it's for dating, friendships, relationships, or just to immerse in the culture. I promise you, vale la pena. It's worth it. But I have to be honest with you. My workshops alone will not get you there. These are pieces in a much bigger puzzle. This is the easy part of the journey, the academic part. You need more. You need immersion. You need daily practice with native speakers who will help correct you and guide you, but also make it feel real. You need accountability, someone to keep track of you, keep you motivated, and make sure you're not falling behind. Those are the things that will give you confidence to go out there and talk to everyone. That's where the real learning begins. So if you want to be able to do this in the real world, let's chat. I'll show you why 99% of expats and travelers fail to ever get conversational, and why we succeed, and how we're going to succeed specifically with you, with your life, your schedule, your level, your goals. Mention the secret word, vamos, for a limited lifetime guarantee, where if you join our program, we'll make sure you get to your goals at no extra cost. If you finish the program and you haven't reached your goals, you continue working with us for free. It's a guarantee. El español te va a cambiar la vida. Nos vemos pronto. Vamos.